I want to tell you one of my biggest secrets.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a minute of your time to tell you the story of my life.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Suli. I'm a writer, poet, storyteller, and I just share my perspective of the world through content, ideas, and stepping on stage. Under the pseudonym Solomon, which the internet has tagged me, I also do a lot of writing about relationships and stuff. You can check out my first book, actually, Notes on Sacrifice, which pertains to some of the things I kind of want to talk about today. I want to tell you one of my biggest secrets. I have a lot of pride. Now, the problem with having a lot of pride is that in a relationship, pride and love don't always mix. And finding the balance between the two of them, especially as a man, is very, very difficult. But I learned that in order for my relationship to move forward, for us to get to marriage and get through the obstacles and the children and all the hard stuff, I had to learn how much of the pride I needed to sacrifice for the sake of something better. I'm not saying don't have pride as a man. Have pride in yourself. Have pride in the things you do. But when it comes to your relationships with other people, you need to learn where the pride is productive and where it's detrimental towards you. You know, someone might be an opportunity outside of a relationship. They may be able to help you exponentially what you're trying to achieve, but your pride may be stopping you from asking them that question or opening up to them about that problem. That's where pride is a problem, especially in a relationship. Don't make the same mistake as me. Learn to forgive. Learn to put your pride to the side. Temporarily sit it on the bench and learn to forgive. Once I stopped talking to my wife for 4 days straight. Years ago. Disclaimer. 4 days straight. There was no WhatsApp messages, no Facebook notifications, because that was the Facebook time. There was no calls. There was no nothing. Just complete silence. And then I spent those entire days laying on my bed thinking, okay, I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to give in. And think about it. When I think about it now, I could have lost this whole 16-year relationship, this whole beautiful family, my 2 boys, everything. All because of a simple 5-letter word. S-O-R-R-Y. Because when you have a lot of pride, sorry becomes difficult to articulate. Now, sorry in a relationship is different from a normal sorry. Like, a normal sorry is, yo, I bump into you in the street, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. But sorry in a relationship has to come with a declaration and a promise to forgive. You know, like, wipe the slate clean, Men in Black flash device. Psh, I am going to forgive you for that action. And we know that it's like, sorry without forgiveness doesn't work. Not when you are married to someone. Sorry without forgiveness in a marriage is kind of like, what can I give? Jollof with no seasoning. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's like there's no flavor to it. It's just a word. And the problem is sometimes we just say sorry to get things over and done with. Sorry for peace of mind. But that's the worst kind of sorry, where you brush it all under the carpet, because what happens is eventually the dust accumulates. So I'm not here saying, yo, forgive and forget. That's hard. I don't even believe in forgive and forget. I think it's such a naive thing to assume that someone can completely forget something because they've said sorry. What you have to do is you have to discuss and forgive. Resolve and forgive. Apologies shouldn't just be offered, they should be understood. Because that sorry without forgiveness, what it does is it makes issues cling onto the heels of your relationship. And these issues become like anchors, just weighing the entire relationship down. And what happens is, and what I've seen, is that some people's relationships are in limbo. They're not going on anywhere. And they don't even understand just because they've allowed these issues to hold it in place rather than letting them go and propelling forward. Sorry must come with forgiveness. But if you're like me, at some point in your life, you learn to see forgiveness as weakness. And I'll be like, no, they're not the same thing, but they're kind of related. Maybe they're like distant cousins or whatever. And I think this is a result of because everything you've been through, like heartbreaks, let down by family members, people you loved, your heart kind of becomes hardened and your heart becomes a one-way street, So you can let love out, but you find it very difficult to let it in. And when you spend all day protecting your heart and years protecting your heart, it becomes very difficult to take that armor off for anybody. Yet, I've learned that vulnerability actually takes courage. It's an act of courage. In a marriage, you don't just learn to forgive. You learn why to forgive. Because that forgiveness is essentially earned, Forgiveness comes from the credit this person has shown you and put in the bank for all the love that they've shown you over the years. That has to amount for something. I can't keep blaming my wife for things she's done in the past or the things that she's repented over and over again and I said, okay, I forgive you for. Because what happens is you end up distracting each other from the mission by focusing on principle rather than purpose. I'll be real with you, 16 years later, I'm still not perfect, but I'm working on it because unlearning is very, very hard. Unlearning is actually so much harder than relearning. If you did enjoy this conversation, I elaborate more in my first book, Notes on Sacrifice. I'm working on the next book. If you do enjoy my stuff, please like, subscribe, and come and see me live in London, live in your city. I have the dates for my tour, the link in bio, and I hope to catch you guys in person so we can elaborate on these conversations and creativity, etc.